die wie auf Faust aufs Auge dazu gepasst hätte, wäre Ann Wright gewesen. Ann Wright, Colonel der US Army, ausgestiegen wegen des völkerrechtswidrigen Irakkrieges.
Okay, well, good evening. This is Ann Wright. I'm a retired U.S. Army colonel and a former U.S. diplomat who resigned in 2003 in opposition to the war in Iraq. I'm honored to have been asked to speak to you, and I'm sorry I'm not there in person. I know it's a very great conference that you've had on military bases, and tomorrow for your demonstration at Ramstein Air Base in opposition to the assassin drone program that the United States has, and that the German government is allowing the U.S. to use Ramstein as a part of the communications network for that drone program. I'm here in Houston, Texas because of the massive hurricane that hit in Texas 10 days ago. And as we look at what else is happening in the hemisphere with Hurricane Irma having now come across the islands of the Caribbean and heading for Florida, and then another hurricane that's in the Gulf, and then the big earthquake that happened in Mexico today, I hope you will keep the Western Hemisphere in your hearts because we're having lots of natural disasters, which I think are a big part of the human disaster that we're wrecking on our planet. And I've been asked to speak today about the United States government under the Trump administration, its foreign policies, and its impact on the world. And I will say it's not very good news at all. When we look at the continued U.S. militarization of U.S. foreign policies, if you look at the militarization of our law enforcement here in the United States and our attempt to get other countries to militarize their own law enforcement. If you look at the United States under Trump on the deportations of people who have been living in the United States for many years, decades in some cases, and the refusal to admit refugees from many Muslim countries, and refusal to assist in the huge burden of that Germany in particular has with the numbers of people that have been coming from Syria and Iraq because of the wars that the United States caused there, starting in decades ago, but particularly precipitated with the U.S. intervention or invasion, first of Afghanistan in 2001, and then of Iraq in 2003, and then subsequently what has happened with Syria. We look at as I mentioned, the militarization of U.S. policies and international policies. We look at the Trump administration as it cuts the budget for the United States on virtually everything but war. We see a 30% cut in the State Department or the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the diplomacy side of our foreign policy, and yet the Trump administration wants to cut it by 30%. And then it also wants to cut the Environmental Protection Agency by 30%. That agency that looks after clean air, clean water, hurricane relief and testing of waters after massive pollutions that have happened because of the floods of these hurricanes. And here in Houston, Texas, that's one of the great problems we have with the southern Texas area being one of the massive petrochemical capitals of the world, and many of the refineries and chemical companies having flooded in this 31-inch deluge that Texas has been suffering under. The issue of the huge U.S. military budget that President Trump intends to increase by at least $54 billion. That is just that increase alone is 2/3 of what Russia spends in its entire military budget, and 1.3 times more than what Germany spends on its military budget. My understanding, your budget is 41 billion for the military, and yet Trump wants just his increase is 54 billion added to the current military budget will bring it up to at least $611 billion. The next highest expenditure for military is China at $215 billion, and then, as I mentioned, Russia at a mere $69 billion. So we look at what is happening with the Trump administration and its war budget. It is increasing, and we hope that we in the peace movement will have success in reducing that. But to be honest, we have not had success under the Bush administration, nor the Obama administration, and the Trump administration. So we will continue to try, that's for sure. But America is a warmongering country and supports politicians that want to go to war. As we know from events that I've did just this last year in Europe, started in May with the No to NATO conference and the excellent counter conference that was held, and also the march that was held in Brussels, and then in July the G20, the Counter G20 conference that had a 3-day excellent conference challenging the international move toward militarization. When we look at specific places, though, for example, Afghanistan, where the United States now has military forces in Afghanistan since 2001. So now 16 years we've had U.S. military forces. We have had 8,500 since the end of the Obama administration, but President Trump wants to increase that by 3,900, almost 50% increase, plus the 30,000 civilian contractors that the United States has, plus the NATO forces that's there. We see that under the Trump administration, there's been a massive increase in the number of drone strikes by the United States in Afghanistan. We see as a response to the continued U.S. involvement and NATO involvement, suicide bombers have increased and are wreaking havoc in the civilian community in the major cities of Afghanistan. We see that the numbers of U.S. military and NATO military that are being killed by Afghans that we are training are increasing. We see the increase in the amount of territory and land that the Taliban has control of in Afghanistan. The militarization of policies toward Afghanistan are an abject failure. If we go to the other side of the world, to North Korea with the Holocaust works on both sides, where President Trump's responses to North Korea or his antagonism, I would say, toward North Korea, is almost like the North Koreans are writing the words for Donald Trump. I've been stunned by what the U.S. President has said about what we will do, the fire and the fury, no calm and patience and temperance in these, the increase of the number of THAAD missiles that the United States has put into South Korea, even with the new president of South Korea, who has led a platform of let's talk to North Korea, let's solve the issues with diplomacy and not with any sort of military action. The requests that North Korea has had for South Korea and the U.S. to slow down, to stop U.S. giant military exercises in South Korea. Some of the names give an indication to them of what the international wants to do. When you have a military war game that's called decapitation or cutting off the heads of the regime, it gives them an idea. So we are pressing a large effort in the United States for President Trump to follow through on some of his more positive words that he would talk to Kim Jong-un. And that's what we need. We need this discussion and dialogue and not this building up toward what could tragically be a military incident that would escalate in mammoth proportions. I myself was in North Korea in 2015 with a group of 30 women called Women Across the Demilitarized Zone. And this group has had discussions with North Korean women and South Korean on the issue of a peace treaty which would finally bring official end to the crisis between North and South Korea. We look also to Japan. Japan, or the United States, both under the Bush administration, the Obama administration, and now the Trump administration, are encouraging Japan to militarize its foreign policies, to throw out Article 9 of the Japanese Constitution, the no war part of the Constitution, to not have just a self-defense force, but have an offensive force that could be used by the U.S. all over the world. We're pushing back against that, and we also push back against in the Middle East on the U.S. policies in Iraq and in Syria, on on the issue of ISIS, a group that was created really by the U.S. intervention into Iraq in 2003, the de-Ba'athification of the Iraqi government and military, and the imprisonment of hundreds of thousands of Iraqi men, many of whom then decided to join up with this brutal, horrible group called ISIS that has waged such horrific conditions, both Syria and in Iraq. We look to Somalia, to Libya, sub-Saharan Africa, where things are in turmoil. I want to end my presentation, though, with a call to you. First, thanks to you for your concern about what is happening, where you're concerned about the 179 U.S. bases that are still on German soil, and you're concerned about in Japan, where the United States still has 109 military bases, and in South Korea, where we have 800 military bases around the world that we are trying to get our government to close. We are continuing in the United States to challenge the horrific assassin drone program started first under George Bush, accelerated under Obama, and now super accelerated under Trump. We asked to join with us, come to Nevada to Rede drone base in October, and also in April of next year, where we will be at one of the biggest drone bases in the world, where you can see these drones practice flying, and you can be with us as we challenge the U.S. military. You can come to New York, to Hancock Field at Syracuse, New York, where we, on a monthly basis, have protests against these. So to end, I want to thank you all so much. I'm amazed, I'm thrilled that there are so many people there tonight at the presentation. I thank you for continuing to challenge the U.S. military presence in Germany and your work for peace in the world. Thank you so very much.